Okay, so this is going to be my first tutorial and on YouTube, and I'm a little nervous about that, but we'll just go with it. Today I'm going to make flour tortillas, and they taste like the ones I had when I was growing up, and I really like them. What you need to begin is you need flour, baking powder, salt, and I'm using lard that I rendered. But if I didn't have the rendered lard, I would use my coconut oil, and that's what I would use. So what we're going to do first is what you need 3 cups of flour, and you need clean hands. You want to wash your hands before you begin, of course. And it doesn't have to be perfect measurement, as you can see. I'm just going to put in my 3 cups of flour, and the best thing to do, or you'll find out, or you will see that I had to turn on my water pot. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you need 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now that I do actually measure, and then you want 1 teaspoon of salt. And these are all, accurate measurements. I forgot one thing. Hang on 1 second. All right. So you need to get your spoon or your fork. And what I do is I just get a large fork, or because you have the smaller ones and you have the bigger ones. Eating forks. And they probably would call this a salad fork. And what I do is I blend it really good with that. You can even take a whisk and do that too. And then what you're going to do is you need anywhere from 4 to 6 tablespoons of lard. I forgot that too. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, so tablespoon. So since it says 4 to 6, I do about 4 to 5, and I don't really measure it. Like I do it, but I do a little bit more over. And then I just lob it in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what you're going to do is you're going to mix that in there, and I usually use a pastry cutter also, which I forgot about since I thought I had everything ready, but obviously I didn't. But you can take the fork and you can smush it through, take it and like you're smashing it through, and you want it to be like little beads, or not like crumbs, but it's not. It's moon sand is what one place where I read, they said make it look like moon sand. So moon sand, when you see it, it looks just like flour, right? It just looks like it's easy. But when you mash it together, it holds together and then breaks apart. So what I'm going to do is use my hands now to really mix that. Once I broke those big tablespoons down, now I'm taking my fingers and I'm just going to make sure that they're all broke down or blended well. I need to choose better wording. So I'm just going to blend that up really well, making sure I don't have big pieces of lard in there. If it's not holding well together when I bring it together and it doesn't form well, then I need to add a little bit more. But it seems like it is going to. So it looks almost like it. See how it's like easily going through my hands? But then when I do this, see how it forms? Let me move a little bit closer. So it's forming, but if I do that, it just crushes apart. It just falls right apart. So I'll hold it together, and you can see it's like formed, but as soon as I do that, it falls apart. That's how I know. That's what you want right there. You want it to kind of form and break apart. Now, my water's ready. Okay. Because it calls for warm water, so you don't really want to boil it. And it's going to take a cup, 1 1/4 cup of water. So I'm going to take I have a cup. And I'm just going to do a little bit of 1/4. All right. And then you just mix it. The one thing about it is if it is a little bit too sticky, is when you're rolling them out, it won't be as sticky. So I like to mix it with my fork first because when that water hits it, it gets all over your hands and it's hard to come off. And then what I'll do is and you can see as I'm blending it, I just went from one thought to another. Now I'm going to do my hands, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of lightly taking my hands and flipping it and pressing down so it doesn't get all over my fingers. Until I keep doing that. Okay. And then I'll get in there. The kind of feel you want is like Play-Doh. That's what it makes me think of. Play-Doh that doesn't, not the dried out Play-Doh where it kind of like breaks apart and it's like, but you don't want it like gooey, like if you've ever made bread, it's firmer than bread, but it's not as firm as like, I don't know, I guess dried out Play-Doh is the best thing I can liken it to. Okay. To me, it might be a little bit dry because it's not real elasticy. So what do I do whenever it gets like that? If I add water right now, I'm going to have a mess. So sometimes I might just go with this, but like when I'm moving it around, and I'll put it up here. And this is just all from my experience from doing making a lot of tortillas and seeing what works and what doesn't work. But I should have a smooth, and this is not smooth. See how it's like, we're not getting a good picture. But it should be like, I wish I knew the words. When I go like this, I shouldn't be breaking apart like that. I don't know if that's good or not. So let me try and put a little bit of lard on my hands and see if that helps. This is the fun part of being in the kitchen, because then you can experiment, practice, see what works, see what doesn't work. And that seemed to smooth it out and make it better. Yeah, that seemed to do a lot better. Because why you don't want it so dry is because whenever you go to roll these out, you don't want them breaking apart. You want them to roll out nicely. This is a good exercise for your biceps here too, and strengthens your arms. So if you work on this, see, I still think it's a little bit, I don't know, I'm a little nervous about doing this. So I would just like even if just a little bit. There. Actually, that didn't do too bad. I'm surprised. Because sometimes you get a gooey mess when you do that. getting there. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now, but you still want to go ahead and knead that in really well. See, that's a lot better. And when you knead, you want to push forward and pull back. Push forward like you're taking the heel of your palm, of your hand, and you're pushing it in and pulling back with your other hand. Okay, so so now it's into a ball. And then what I'm going to do is I should get about 12 out of here. So what I do is I take, now this I remembered when I was in first grade, I think, or when I lived in Arizona, and I'd see the ladies in the cafeteria, and they would make fresh rolls, and this is how they would pinch off the thing. So they pinch it off like that, and then just do a ball, stick it in there. So it comes to they're about, I don't know. So if you take it like that, if you put it at the bottom, it's like, you know, it's just nice ball. And what you're doing is you're squeezing it, and it'll squeeze off. It'll pinch off by you squeezing. So you take it like this, and you just squeeze it, and it'll pinch off into little balls. And they don't have to be perfect size or anything like that, but you'll see as I roll them out. I'm only going to roll a couple out for you to see when I actually, let's see, I have 3, 6, 9. Yeah, that's what I said, about 12. Okay, and I could do 2 more here. So these are going to be smaller ones. So, okay, what I'm going to do is you want them to rest, and my thing just shut off. So you want them to rest. Usually take a flour sack. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cover it, and it'll be enough time for me to hurry up and clean all this up. I'm going to turn my griddle on. And you can see the griddle's right there. Okay. And so I'm going to turn the griddle on to almost all the way to high. But I can't tell you the degrees because the numbers are all worn off on my griddle on the temperature control. All right. You still need your flour. So what you want to do is you want to get like something that you can shake your flour onto a surface. And we're going to move all that out of the way. Make sure you get all this off. And okay, I don't have a garbage, so I'm going to just put it right here in this little thing here. Move this off. And what I do is you want to shake just enough so that you have, so that the tortilla will not stick. And you want a good rolling pin. So I'll put one on there, a heavy one. Okay, so we're going to do our first tortilla. And we're going to take, so what you want to do is you want to get a good ball. And then I flatten it with my hands. So I usually just start off with a flat one. Now on the rolling, you want to do north, south, east, west. So it's going to be something like this. Let's see if this will reach. And if you can see. Okay. So what we're going to do is it's going to be north, south, flip it around, east, west, west. And then I'm going to turn it over. North, south, east, west. And I'm going to flip it over. North, south, east, west. North, south. Now I got a little crease in there because sometimes you'll get that, but don't worry about that. But see? All right, so I'm gonna do 2 of them since I can heat 2 of them at once. I'll show you 2 and then I'll shut the video off. I'll have to get more professional on these and say this is from Auntie T from Living Water videos, right? Caleb helped me. He's the one that helped me set up my YouTube account so that I could put these videos out for family. And if you notice, I'm still doing my north, south, east, west, and that's going to help you get a more round tortilla. What I'll have Caleb do also is put the ingredients on there. And he can put those on there and the thing, but you see that right there? So we have 2 of them. They're about the size of a plate, as big as my heart. All right, and now we're going to heat them up. So let me move this does not take long. So I just throw it on there. What's going to happen is they're going to start to bubble. Okay, once they bubble, man, I should time this. I don't know how long. Okay, we'll look at this. I don't usually tend to watch them. While these are heating up, I'm rolling out more and I'm lining them up because I can put them on top of each other. Oh, that's the other thing is whenever you pull them off, you want like a flour sack or something and you want to put them, I put a plate. Oh, Des, can you get my tortilla holder out real fast, please? Okay, so I have a tortilla holder. It's the bottom's in this side. The other side is the bottom, or no, that's the lid, and the bottom's in the other side. So this will be the first time I put it into a tortilla warmer. But normally what I do is I take a plate and I would use a flour sack, layer the flour sack half, and then I put my tortillas on there and then I I pull the rest of this flour sack over it and that keeps it warm. But in this case, since I just recently got a, make sure it doesn't have any dust in there, I have a tortilla warmer and that will keep my tortillas warm. I'm pretty sure that these should be in the oven and then to get the ceramic or the terracotta warm, and then you keep them warm that way. But I don't, so, and I didn't. Next time I'll be better prepared. Okay, so now they're not bubbling up for me yet. I'm going to turn it up a little. And here's what's going to happen if you cook them too long. If you cook them too long, they'll be soft when you pull them off, but when they cool down, they crack. So I've learned that not to leave them on here that long. I always thought I wasn't cooking them up because I always thought they should look like in the store and they should have the big brown bubbles and stuff, but that doesn't always happen. So like even these, I think they're too thick, and I think that I did need them to be a little bit more moist when I did them, but they're still going to be fine. We're still going to like them, and they're still going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead. They're not even. This is good because this gives you that shows you that sometimes you can have problems with it. It doesn't change the taste or the flavor of it. It doesn't change. They just don't look like store-bought tortillas. The other thing is that so I won't get the bubbles and stuff, but I just want to make sure they're cooked all the way. So, that was the thing I was going to say. I might not have the heat up high enough. So, because when you have that heat high enough, what it does is it'll make them rise real fast. So, I'm not sure. These are going to be a little bit thicker, a thicker tortilla. Maybe I'll go ahead, while these are cooking, I'll go ahead and roll a couple more out and see if they'll bubble up for us. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what can I talk about? I've already showed you how to do these, and nobody wants to just sit and watch somebody roll out tortillas. So what can I talk about with my family while I'm rolling out these tortillas? Well, Des can come in here and say hi. Right now, Desiree's making all the fixings for, we're having tacos tonight, so she made some guacamole. She had the day off today, so she came over and got to spend some time, and we went out and got in trouble and whatever. And I probably should be pulling those ones off. Now these ones rolled out really nice. This is probably one of the best ones I've ever rolled out. And you can see it. But you want it to be pretty thin. You don't want it too thin where you can see through it, but you don't want it thick either. I mean, you can tell. Okay.
Where's the olives?
They're in the refrigerator in a jar. Okay. So let's look at these. They're not browning. But what I don't want is them to crack, so they'll be fine. They're cooked. That's the most important thing, that they are cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and take them off and put them in my warmer. And I'm going to go ahead and put these ones on. And we'll see how they turn out. The other thing is I might not have had those rolled out thin enough. Sometimes that might happen too. The heat might not be high enough. It could be a number of things. What you see in the background, if you're wondering, this is lemon mint water. I have fresh mint growing out in my yard. Well, actually in a little section that we have. And so I made lemon. I cut up lemon and put mint in it, and so we've been drinking lemon mint water. And it tastes pretty good. Now I'm having some bubbling over here, so that's good. This is good. It's probably the heat wasn't high enough, and again, it probably was not thin enough. So those other ones will be a little bit thicker, but that'll be all right. Like I said, it's still going to taste good. Anyways, probably ready for me to get off, so I'll show you Desi. Say hi, Desi.
Hi.
She's cutting up olives right now.
Cutting olives.
Yeah, look, she's all excited. And then we got all our, oh no, what happened to all the fixings?
On the table.
Are you doing the meat? Is the meat done?
It's done.
All right, that's all I have for today, and or for now anyways, who knows, you know, my spontaneousness, but I love you all, and
There's 2 olives on the
I hope this is informative to you, and you can privately critique me if you'd like. All right, I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye.